So something to look out for when you're working on your golf game is open-ended thinking. So for example, you might be standing too narrow. So you think, okay, well, I need to widen my stance. So you go a bit wider, but then you adjust, you adapt, and that becomes to feel more normal. It no longer feels like it's wider. So over time, you'll gradually get wider again, and then that becomes the norm. And that becomes normal, so then you start to get wider again. So you see where we're going with this. You're not going wider and wider because it's open-ended. It's because it's wider. You haven't got a specific checkpoint to go to. And then when you like the other way around, you like get wide and you go back to have another lesson. They go, oh, you're too wide now. You need to get narrower. You get narrower. Then that becomes normal. It doesn't feel narrower anymore. So then you go narrow. You see where we're going. So bottom line is, if you're thinking more or less, then you could end up getting in trouble with it. You want to have a specific checkpoint to go to, and that's it. So stance width, for example, would be slightly wider than your hips. So if you measure up from the outside edge of your hips, you should go down, you should be on the middle slash the inside edge of your laces. Depending on what's more comfortable for you and maybe what club you're using. So, but that's a specific checkpoint. So if you go too wide or too narrow, you can see it, you put yourself in the right position, and then that's it. It's, job done, fix completed. Whereas if you're on this more or less or wider, narrower kind of merry-go-round and roundabout, then it takes a lot longer to fix these things. I think the only time you could ever really say that a more or less command could work is if it's something that you're really far out of position on. So for example, if your club head's way under plane, you might want to feel the club head stays more out on plane, and the more the better for the moment to break you out of a habit. But that's more to do with exaggerated corrections, which is exaggerated positions to correct a fault, which is to break you out of your old habit, which is another thing entirely. So as a general rule of thumb, if you need to break a habit, yes, you can go with these big movements that are outside, but even they can be you can be given specific positions for. So as a general rule of thumb, try to avoid this open-ended thinking, more or less, or wider, narrower, that kind of thing.